December 28th. Yes, God can change you too. All the disciples were guilty of rebuking the people who came to Jesus, but Peter was the worst in the ministry of rebuking. He even rebuked Jesus. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him in Matthew 16:22. Peter seems to have been the leader in sleeping too. In the Garden of Gethsemane, in those most agonizing moments of Jesus, none of Jesus' disciples could watch with him. But it was Peter whom Jesus addressed, saying, "What, could you not watch with me for 1 hour?" At the glorious moment on the Mount of Transfiguration, when Elijah and Moses appeared in glory and were conversing with Jesus, what were his disciples doing? Sleeping. Again, Peter's name is particularly mentioned in Luke 9:32. But on the day of Pentecost, we see Simon Peter as a transformed man. Through the power of the Holy Spirit, the grace of God filled this Galilean disciple so much that on that very day, through his preaching, 3,000 souls were saved and baptized. It was not a vain show of hands by the 3,000, for they all continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship and in breaking of bread and in prayers, in Acts 2:42. Dear listener, if you are feeling condemned and crushed under the weight of your unsanctified natures, here's a word for you. What changed Peter can change you too today. The grace of God through the power of the Holy Spirit. Peter, who had been timid and afraid of suffering, was so filled with the power of grace that he was able to later say, "Rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering," in 1 Peter 4:13. Christ's history says he was finally crucified. He died as a martyr.